In today's world, everyone is chasing happiness. Some believe money will bring it, others think it lies in success, fame, or relationships. But have you ever noticed, no matter how much we achieve, the feeling of emptiness still returns? The ancient Stoics, more than 2,000 years ago, understood this problem deeply. They asked a powerful question: what is true happiness, and where does it come from? For philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, happiness was not about chasing pleasure or avoiding pain. It was about finding peace inside yourself, no matter what was happening outside. According to them, true happiness is not found in external possessions. It is built within the mind. Let's explore the Stoic secret to true happiness in 3 timeless lessons. First, control what you can. Let go of what you can't. One of the most famous Stoic teachings is, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think about it. Most of our unhappiness comes from worrying about things we cannot control. What others think of us, whether the economy will collapse, if people will love us back the way we love them. The Stoics remind us, focus only on what's within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your choices. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Happiness begins when you stop fighting the universe. Imagine carrying a heavy bag that doesn't belong to you. The moment you drop it, you feel light. That's what happens when you let go of uncontrollable things. Second, happiness is a choice of perspective. Seneca once wrote, "A man is as miserable as he thinks he is." This means happiness doesn't depend on our circumstances. It depends on how we interpret them. 2 people can face the same challenge, losing a job, for example. One may feel destroyed, the other may see it as a chance to start fresh. The event is the same, but the perspective changes everything. The Stoics practiced a mental exercise called the view from above. They imagined themselves rising high above the earth, looking down at life from the perspective of the universe. Suddenly, all problems seemed small. The betrayal, the loss, the stress, they became just tiny dots in the grand design of existence. When you train your mind to see life with a bigger perspective, happiness follows naturally. You stop being controlled by small setbacks. You gain inner freedom. Third, live in alignment with nature and virtue. For Stoics, happiness was not about constant pleasure. It was about living a life of virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. If you act against your own values, no wealth or success can bring peace. But if you live honestly and in harmony with nature, you can find joy even in the simplest moments. Epictetus, who was once a slave, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Despite his suffering, he lived with dignity, courage, and strength. And that gave him happiness no master could take away. But here's the real question. Why does Stoicism matter today? In our modern world of smartphones, deadlines, and endless comparison. Because human nature has not changed. Our problems look different on the surface, but deep down, they are the same: fear, anger, jealousy, and the endless search for happiness. The Stoics teach us that happiness is not in the future, not in some goal we are running toward, but in the way we choose to live right now. Every moment is an opportunity to practice self-mastery, gratitude, and calmness. Fourth, practice gratitude even in struggles. We often forget how much we already have. A roof over our head, food on the table, people who care about us. The Stoics believed that gratitude was the foundation of peace. Marcus Aurelius began many of his days by reminding himself of the blessings he already had. True happiness is not about adding more, but about appreciating what is already present. Even when life is difficult, gratitude transforms suffering into strength. It reminds us that challenges are opportunities to grow, not punishments from fate. Seneca said, "He is a great man who uses earthenware as if it were silver, and the same man who uses silver as if it were earthenware." In other words, enjoy what you have, but don't become a slave to it. Fifth, happiness comes from serving something greater. Another Stoic principle is that life is not just about you. Real joy comes when you live for something bigger than yourself, helping others, living with integrity, and making the world even slightly better. When Marcus Aurelius was emperor, the most powerful man on earth, he constantly reminded himself, "What is not good for the hive cannot be good for the bee." Meaning, your happiness is tied to the happiness of others. When you live with kindness, courage, and fairness, you don't just lift yourself, you lift everyone around you. That is the Stoic path to lasting happiness. So, what is the Stoic secret to true happiness? It's simple, but not easy. Control only what is yours. Choose your perspective wisely. Live by virtue and gratitude. Serve something greater than yourself. Happiness is not in chasing the next thing. It's in mastering your mind and aligning your life with timeless values. That is a happiness no loss can destroy, no wealth can buy, and no person can take away. Now ask yourself, are you chasing happiness in the wrong places? Or are you ready to practice the Stoic way to build peace and joy that no storm can shake? If these ancient lessons spoke to you, then remember, happiness isn't found tomorrow, it is built today, in this very moment.